Rex, this way. Come on, out the door. Good boy. Somebody working there day two. Hard to find a quiet corner, isn't it? Well, I found a quiet corner of New England. A few altocumulus clouds. Very warm, not even wearing gloves. It's 34 degrees here at the base of Mount Mansfield at an elevation. Oh, look at that. The moon. There's the moon going down over Standard and Lord and T-Line. Oh, a couple bare spots, but not many. So we've got a moon set and a sunrise. It's just past 7 a.m. And where was I? Yes, it's 34 degrees down here at the base of the mountain. You keep going down to the village, down to Route 100. It's about 27 degrees. And at the top of the mountain, it's 41. The atmosphere is inverted. That is that it's colder now near the lower elevations than the higher elevations. And here's the regional temperature roundup in New England just before 7 a.m. Actually colder this morning on Nantucket Island, where it's 39 degrees and the wind from the northeast is gusting to 30 miles an hour. Colder on Nantucket than even 50, well, you see all those other 20s in there where it's calm. So what happens is the cooler air is more dense and it settles into the valleys and it's going to mix out. This is all thanks to high pressure. So you know where else it's warmer than Nantucket Island? The 5,300 feet on Mount Washington. It's 43 degrees right now this morning. Well, right now is some time ago. So it's a tough day to dress. Spring skiing for sure. We have sublimation. That's when a solid goes right to a vapor. And so even though temperature is above freezing, we're going to have a crispy surface because the drier atmosphere allows the snow to become crispy. So it's going to be good groomers this morning. And let's get out there. The national advisories, watches, and warnings before I go skiing. There is a blizzard warning in effect for 6 states this morning, from northeastern Kansas, Nebraska, through parts of Iowa, into southern Minnesota. And this is the third sub 990 millibar storm of March 2025. And it is coming toward New England. In its wake, there was an avalanche yesterday at the end of the day in the parking area at Snowbird in Utah. And JP was there and told us a little about it.
We get hit by an avalanche. I'm sitting in the passenger seat. All of a sudden, I flinch.
How scary is that? Nobody was hurt. But that's how much snow there is. And also in that national advisories, watches, and warnings, there is an avalanche warning in effect in Idaho and Montana. There was no avalanche warning there when that happened yesterday, but they can come out of nowhere. Not in New England, though. We have a solid snow base right now. And there's the sun at the top of the gondola. And let's go up there and come back and do the full report. Is it still supposed to snow in New England? I know I've got skeptics there on the YouTube comments, and I don't blame you. All right, we'll address it. Coming right up. A fascinating satellite here. Storm in the west, storm to the east, and there's New England right in the middle. We are divided. And is it supposed to still snow in New England? Well, yes, it is supposed to still snow, but that Friday one is looking less and less likely, and that's sensible because it's so warm right now. How could it possibly be cold enough to snow in less than 48 hours? And especially with that front that's kind of weakening as it comes at us on the east side of this third mega storm in the middle of the nation. Fortunately, today's storm does not have too much severe weather with it, but you know what it does have is dust. Look at this imagery from Lubbock, Texas, National Weather Service office this morning of the dust being pulled from Texas all the way up into Illinois. Just an amazing storm in the middle of the nation, countered by a not quite so amazing but influential storm, the one that is between Nantucket and Bermuda right now. You know, they have clockwise circulation. So if you have a storm to your west, the air comes from the south. If you have a storm to the east, the air comes from the north. And we have both of that happening. Check out the 11 a.m. temperatures in western New York in the 60s. Here in northern Vermont, still calm in the 50s. On Nantucket Island, it's 43 degrees and the wind is from the north-northeast, gusting to 35 miles an hour. Another look at that satellite image shows the storm on the left and the storm out to sea and the fog that is stuck right along the coast from the Maine coast to Cape Cod. Classic springtime and summertime event. Actually, year-round it happens when you get some relatively moist air coming over the cold water. And you get that fog bank there. But for most of New England, it's beautiful. Right here, gorgeous day this morning. Meeting the friends up there, and everyone just stopped and talked about how nice the weather is. And over there at the base of the gondola, all the reps are here, and it's a skier essential gear test day, and what a day for it too. But time is running out. Tuesdays and Wednesdays are great skiing. They have been all season long, and Thursdays and Fridays have been the very confusing weather forecasting days all season long. There's been a storm just about every Thursday. I think last Thursday was one of the ones, or was it the one before? Anyhow, there's always a challenge on Thursday and Friday, and this has to do with the storm that's going through the Midwest, and it's going to lift to the north, and there's going to be a front that kind of drags through here, and the GFS has been saying, and most of the guidance has been saying, that there was going to be a storm developing on that front here on Friday. Well, things have changed. We now are close enough that we can use the high-resolution NAM. It goes out 60 hours, which takes us into Friday afternoon. And so here it is. Here's the high-resolution NAM, and the red lines are warm enough for rain, so that's warm enough for rain just about all in New England. The air that's coming from the north on Cape Cod is going to come around, and we're all windy tomorrow. But the rain in New York is not going to get here till about 2Z, that's 10 p.m. And at that time, colder air is coming in aloft, and rain is trying to change to snow at higher elevations through about midnight tomorrow night. I think the tops of the peaks do get some snow, but what happened to the snow in Connecticut and Massachusetts? Not there. It's just gone. The low is developing too slow. There is still a low developing, but it's off east of Boston by about 10 o'clock in the morning, and nothing is happening in New England by 1 o'clock on Friday afternoon. It's almost a complete miss, although there is rain. How much rain? Here's the QPF forecast. Quantitative precipitation, and we'll run it real quickly here. And there's the rain coming in tomorrow night, 10 o'clock, and it moves through. It's gone in western New England by sunrise, if not earlier. And in eastern New England, it's gone also by midday, and the light blue is close to a ½ inch. So we're getting close to a ½ inch in the higher elevations, but most of us, it's a ¼ inch of rain or less. And you see some yellows trying to poke up there in the, or is it purple? Purples poking up on the tops of the mountains, indicating perhaps 1/2 to 1 inch. But I think that's overdone in the QPF department. But this is going to be it for the days in a row of warmth, or, well, actually it's not that warm the last couple of days, at least at night. But this is going to be the end of this warm wave in the east. This Friday system is going to draw in colder air, and then I think we are back in a colder and certainly snowier in the mountains pattern beginning this weekend. And for that, we're going back to the GFS from last night, as we have most of the time. Of course, I take it with a grain of salt when it paints the snow maps. And so the Friday snow that it shows there with this low developing on the front over southern New England, that's pretty much fiction. I think maybe some of the hills turn a little bit white, but it is going to bring in the new weather pattern with the trough trying to dig now in southeastern Canada and the eastern United States, especially north of the mid-Atlantic. And then the next front comes in on Saturday, perhaps some upslope snow, and the isobars are really tightening up now. With the west wind and northwest wind, it's going to be a lot warmer in Boston and Nantucket because it's a land breeze, but in the higher elevations, it's cold enough for an accumulating light snowfall here Saturday night and Sunday. And if we can get any sunshine, the temperature can still rebound to 50, even at the ski resorts on Sunday. And then here comes another wave racing in here on Monday, and that one again probably a little bit too far south with the blue, which is snow, and green, which is rain. That wave races through here, but that's going to be snow in the higher elevations of New England, maybe central and northern New England. Again, these low pressure systems going to adjust north and south as we get closer to them. And then it looks like another little break Tuesday and Wednesday. The cold air is digging. You can see the trough getting a little sharper here. Those blue lines, how they reach down into New England, with another front coming at us on Wednesday and a wave of low pressure. So that's now the third system in about 7 days, and it's not a superstorm or anything like that, but it could be quite wet and white here next Wednesday and a Thursday, of course. And then it turns colder again and windy on a Friday. That's been the course most of the last several weeks, and 240 hours is now out to Saturday the 27th. And or 8th. I keep getting the math wrong on these. That's written up there in the upper left. And it shows that 510 thickness, the Arctic air just north of New England, and another potent wave coming across the Great Lakes states headed for New England. So March came in like a lion, and it looks like it's going to go out like a lion. And interesting there in Colorado, there's a 990-something low just sitting there all by itself without any precipitation. That's kind of how this week's storm started too, by the way. Oh no, it was the one from last week. So two huge storms in 5 days here, and the one that's lifting through the Great Lakes tonight, that one started with dry in the middle and turned into a blizzard. So I'm not saying there's going to be a blizzard, but I think we are going to be in an April Fool's surprise zone as the cold and wintry wave tries to swing back at New England. Here, let's paint the 10-day snowfall forecast with the GFS. So I think that you can pretty much erase that little bit of darker blue and purple that's coming in initially here on Friday. But then after upslopes come in on Saturday and Sunday, now we're talking a few inches in our mountains. And then these waves come through here, another one on Monday. I think that one's probably too far south also. And then a little time off, and then another one coming through here about Thursday into Friday. And at that point, we should be passing double-digit snowfall in the highest elevations. So sort of like we were there in the middle of February where it was snowing in the mountain tops and not much was happening in the valleys. So it's going to be probably daffodils in bloom, say, down here along Route 100 in northern Vermont while you're adding to the snowpack. And perhaps we get the snow stake back to close to 90 inches here at Stowe on Mount Mansfield, up around 4,000 feet. So it's going to be hugely elevation dependent. And in between each system, now that we're heading into the last days of March, any snow that does fall away from the mountains is going to melt really quickly. All right, so we're 8 minutes in, and you can't quite see it over there on the other side of the red barn. That's a whole bunch of crew over there for skier essentials gear testing. They all try out the different skis and compare them. There's going to be a huge rating, and a lot of friends over there, a lot of the reps, and there's a certain camaraderie here about the ski areas and the people you see. You could be riding on the lift with somebody, you don't know whether it's a plumber or a lawyer or a fireman or a veterinarian or a musician, because we all have certain common bonds here. Our love for weather and our majesty, Her Majesty, Mother Nature, and the majestic mountains and what weather can do. And that brings us together. And so it's a unique phenomenon, if you've never done it, to get on a ski lift and just meet new friends. I really enjoy that, and especially around here where everyone's so friendly. Hey TK, hey TK. So it was great riding up with Jack and making a new friend, Sean, at the end of the day yesterday, and then playing with T-Rex down by the sunny spruce chair. So that's going to be our and more camaraderie at the ski resorts yesterday and again today. And all you guys I skied with this morning will feature you guys tomorrow morning. All right, talk again. Here's the and more from yesterday. 3 p.m. update. Total blue sky, sinking air, higher sun, après outdoors, very little wind. Can't quite see him, can you? In the sun. T-shirts weather. Soft snow. Tuesdays are great if you can get them. On the lift with Jack and
Sean.
What's
going on?
Getting into the trees today. How was it?
It was epic. Making some turns, soft snow, a little bit slushy, better on the left than the right.
That's so cool because they were kind of rock hard when I went in at 9 a.m. That's great news.
Yeah, 1:15, it was nice.
Hey Jack, good to see you again.
Yeah, you too, Tom.
What kind of mission are you on today?
Oh, we're just getting ready for closing. So
yeah.
Getting in position to start sweeping trails.
Yeah, looks like there's still a good snowpack out there across the notch.
Yeah, I mean, the road's getting skinny. There's some bare spots on the Notch Road.
Oh, yeah. But next week, yeah, you guys asked a good question. Yeah, sure, it might snow next week, but is there staying power? And I think that the cold air is going to be, at least at elevations, that we may be able to keep the snow that we get over the weekend and next week.
Sweet.
Good question. We'll fill that in right there. No problem. We're skiing this again in a week.
Okay.
Good to meet you, Sean. Where are you from?
Rhode Island.
Rhode Island.
And so, yeah, I went to college, CU Boulder, from 08 to 2012. Studied environmental studies. I made focus in climate and energy, and took a winter ecology course with Tim Cattell. He's a doctor up in Nederland, Colorado, and he got me hooked on weather. And now I actually just teach middle school math in Woonsocket, Rhode Island. And I'm still obsessed with weather. I follow it, track it, and
you're pretty much as much of a weatherman as I am, I would say, Sean.
that's pretty awesome. It sounds like you've got a little bit more leverage behind your skill set, but it's a pleasure
Great to
be
meet
in
you.
the presence.
Maybe I can come to Woonsocket and talk to your kids about the weather.
Yeah, definitely. We'll have to get each other's number.
All right.
Definitely. Take care, Tim.
How do you stay in such good shape, man? Your legs ripping that telly.
I landscape, I move rocks, I dig holes, I spread mulch, I plant trees. I work on the 4th floor and I don't take the elevator.
Oh my goodness,
You know?
I love that lifestyle.
You know?
And what about the kids? All those kids you're around every day.
Yeah, man, 165 kids every single day, middle school math. It's no joke.
They must bring in a couple of viral cells occasionally.
Yeah, but
So, how do you stay healthy?
There's something about being outside, fresh air, connecting with nature. I don't stare at my phone as much as other people.
Well, I'm glad you're staring at mine right now. This is good content.
For sure. But you
Right.
know, I'm in the dirt all day when I'm not in the classroom. When it's raining out, I'm outside. When it's snowing, I'm outside.
Exactly.
It's just that inside air, man. It traps you.
I love you. What's your last name for the record?
Sutherland, Sutherland.
You spent a lot of time in Colorado, but where did you grow up when you were in elementary school?
I grew up in Rehoboth, Massachusetts, right outside of Providence, Rhode Island.
Nice.
And then I went to high school in Rhode Island.
I was on TV on Channel 6 when you were a kid.
Yeah.
I was.
I was born in 1990, so
Yeah.
old enough that my kids say that I was born in the 1900s.
You were.
So
That's funny.
I guess there's a little bit of age with me.
He's laughing. It was that pine bow that did it. He's laughing, he's up, and he's moving again. I think it made him stronger. He's like Superman, Godzilla, all of the above. All kinds of terrain. Sweet. And into the trees Sean goes, never to be seen again. Oh, I saw that was close. Your turn, show me how it's done. Mount Mansfield Academy. Ripper. Thank you, son. You going off into the trees too? No, but I am. So the golf course isn't ready yet. Golf season is not for another month anyway. Oh, it's pretty. Yeah, Rex. You love his playing. We love coming out. Turn that snow gun on. Kidding. Yeah, Rex. All right. That's enough content for today. Thank you for falling in the snow too, T-Rex. It looks like it's on purpose. And I'll play you out with a couple of time lapses. One from Weymouth, where I think it was sunny earlier, and then one from Cape Cod. First Weymouth. What do you see, T-Rex? What do you see? And Cape Cod, where it was still raining this morning. More than 3 inches of rain in Orleans. 2 days. That's almost a month's worth. T-Rex. Rex, get that. Ready? Get that ball. Thanks to the dry air and the light wind, as soon as it gets dark, the snow starts getting crispy. So it's already crispy. That's how it sets up at night, even when the temperature is not below freezing. Rex wants to go home. All right, that's it for today. Thanks for watching.